Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota brings those problems right here to the USA.
We have a massive story here for you today where President Donald J. Trump completely humiliated Ilhan Omar and every Democrat in Congress over their support for illegal immigration and their literal refusal to stand for American citizens. Welcome to the Immigration Report. If you want daily immigration updates without bias, with evidence, please consider subscribing. Let us get into it, starting with this video of President Donald Trump addressing the crisis in Minnesota.
The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games.
So I don't need to translate what the president is saying here because this was a great State of the Union speech. But the point that he's getting across is that for the longest, there's been open borders. And as a result of that, what you had a whole bunch of lawlessness that came into the country. You had a whole bunch of illegal immigrants that came into the country where the American people paid for that. You had crimes that affected the American people tremendously. And what he's saying here is that they're going to take care of it, and they're going to take care of it once and for all. And one of the ways that he pointed out that he's going to fix this issue is that he's going to appoint J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, as the fraud czar. So basically, Vice President J.D. Vance, he's going to be responsible for identifying and eliminating every fraud throughout the United States government. Take a look at this.
So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance. He'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget.
This announcement by the president is basically Doge 2.0 because remember, the original idea behind Doge was to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse in order to balance the federal budget. But it is very important that the president is actually making this announcement, and he's actually putting someone high up in the administration in charge of this. And after the president made this announcement and called out the Somali fraudsters, Representative Ilhan Omar, she visibly looked like she was about to cry. And then she proceeded to start yelling over the president while the president was giving his speech. Take a look at this.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
The president is right. She should be ashamed of herself for actually doing that while the president was actually addressing the nation, giving an update on the State of the Union to the American people. Not only did she interrupt the president, there was a guest that she brought to the State of the Union that actually got arrested. And here we have an article that says Minnesota woman detained by ICE arrested again at the State of the Union. The article explains that Aliyah Rahman, I think that's how you say it, probably thought she was done getting arrested when she attended Donald Trump's State of the Union address on Tuesday. And the article continues, Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar made Rahman one of her 4 guests to the State of the Union address, but an hour into the event, Rahman was again arrested, this time by the Capitol Police for disruption of Congress, which is pretty disgusting. And here's what the president was saying before Ilhan Omar actually interrupted him, because he was speaking on ending sanctuary cities. Take a look.
That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens, in many cases drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
So that is the president calling out the hypocrisy of Democrats of sanctuary cities trying to prevent the administration from deporting illegal aliens. And even when you think it couldn't have gotten worse, the president was actually talking about a little girl at the State of the Union that got hit by a semi-truck that was being driven by an illegal alien that couldn't speak English, that didn't know how to read the signs. And Democrats, they refuse to stand for this little girl. Take a look.
Delilah Coleman was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
And the president went on to urge Congress to pass the Delilah law, which will prevent states from issuing driver's license to illegal immigrants. The president went on to ask Congress, everyone within Congress, to stand up if they believe their primary purpose is to protect American citizens over illegal aliens. And Democrats refuse to stand up. Take a look at this.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
In my opinion, I think it's despicable that these members of Congress cannot stand for American citizens. They're willing to put illegal immigrants over the American citizens because that's what it signals. Because if I was in Congress and someone says it doesn't matter if they're a Democrat or a Republican, and they said, hey, stand up if you believe that you should be supporting American citizens. They're your first duty because at the end of the day, they're the ones that voted for you to put you in Congress. Why would I sit for that? And the last video that I want to show you today, it was where President Trump actually stated that he's for legal immigration and not illegal immigration because, you know, the Democrats, they're actually going to want to take his words out of context. Take a look at this.
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
And that is just common sense policy right there. If people are going to come into the country, hate the country, commit crimes, commit fraud, then why let them in? If people are going to force themselves into the country, why not remove them from the country? And that brings us to the end of today's report. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about Democrats sitting down, refusing to acknowledge that their responsibility is to the American citizen. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you.